Hey, welcome all to another cigar night. Totally redneck. Yep, I'm out here, stocking cap, and I'm on my gym shorts because I'm doing laundry. And yeah, the jeans I was wearing, I still haven't lost enough weight, although I am losing slowly. They fit well, kinda. They fit. So we're out here in shorts. We'll keep the fire hot. It's actually not too bad. I was gonna go to bed and I decided, well, dude, why don't you just have a cigar? So I'm gonna have a cigar tonight. We are having, this is the last one of a box I ordered because they were on sale and the write-up was so cheesy. This is Camacho Powerband, and it was the write-up on these on the CI website. Cigars International is where I get most of my cigars from. Recommend that you guys order from them too. It's a great deal, and just mention me, Cigar Night, Tombo Baldwin, and say, hey, send the dude some love. Send him free cigars or give him a sponsorship or do something for the dude because he's like giving you guys a shout out every time he does a podcast. And while I'm at it, although I don't have the little jug down here, I did a review on Primal Life's Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder. You can find it on Amazon, Primal Life, Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder. It's great for dealing with cigars, and we talked about all the other health benefits to that. But boy, if you take that tooth powder, you brush with it, you switch with it, and just swallow the darn stuff, I don't think it'll kill you. I've been doing it. Actually makes your gut feel pretty good, but great for cigar mouth. So those of you that are interested in catching a little action later with your woman would be a fantastic thing. So let me give you a close-up of the cigar here. And nice band on it, Camacho. There we go, Camacho Powerband. And we're going to give it a cut here with the dummy-proof cutter, although you got to get the right end. So pop it in there, slice, and we're going to take one more slice. So you see, yep, it's good like that. Give it a little wet like I like to do. And so we'll pull the footer off now. Oh yeah, I love this. Has aromas of the alfalfa I love, but some spice aroma. I would say earthy spices, maybe cumin, subtle cumin, cocoa, really good. So we're going to take the lighter out from my dad, who passed this year in September the 4th. Earl Baldwin, great man, great man. Missed him horribly. Wanted to call him the other day, and I was like, wait, he's not there. Those of you that have lost someone, I think you can relate. Kind of a weird feeling when that person you're used to always reaching out and calling isn't there anymore. And yeah, some days it's hard. Yeah, I almost wish for tears because I feel the loss more. Those of you are just like, that's kind of weird. You'd wish for tears. Yeah, it's interesting. Defines your loss. And when you lose someone you really love, there's a point of connection in the mourning and the loss. And when the tears aren't there, you feel like you're missing something a little bit. So we got a decent toast here. We talked about how this is maybe not the best lighter. It takes a little technique here to light with this. And like I said, I've got a whole box of these power bands. This is the very last one, so I wanted to do a review on this. So we are puffing and drawing to get it into the middle of the cigar to get a really good light. And I rotate a little bit because we got the bottom a little more. I have to say, initially, the draw's a little tight on this cigar, which means it's just not flowing as easily as I'm used to. Not a lot of smoke for the effort I'm putting into it. We'll see if it loosens up as it warms up. It sat out here for a little while before I was ready to sit down, so it could have cooled off a bit. Sometimes when they warm up, if you're smoking in cold weather and you set it outside for a bit, it can have a dramatic effect on it. What do you guys think of the white legs out here? This is 100% redneck Montana right here. There, I think I just need to warm up a little bit. Although I'm puffing on it kind of hard. You can see I put a nice V groove into it already. That's when you start drawing on it too hard. See how the rest of it's kind of burning nice, and we got that little V groove. That's part of the construction of the cigar, but part of it is just drawn on that too hard. So that as I'm adjusting things, I'm like the headless cigar smoker man, doing all the video foibles that you're not supposed to do, and I'm not sure how to get around that. So tonight is my wife and I's 31st anniversary. Yes, thank you for that. And how can you stay married for a woman that long? Well, I'll tell you, don't marry your wife, marry a hot girlfriend, and keep it that way. And it's a lot easier to stay married to a hot girlfriend than it is to a good wife. Yeah, she's still hot, she's still fun, and we still have a lot of fun. And yeah, we have 6 kids, and but we don't let that stop us from just being young and having fun together and not falling into the traditional roles. And yeah, you see, man, maybe not what I used to be, but I'm always working and I'm trying to get a foothold back. And so mock me if you like, and I'll still like you. I'll still be your friend, because I'm just kind of that way. Do I have opinions? Oh boy, do I have opinions. But do I like people? I sure do. So this cigar, some really smooth, robust flavors in this. I would say like some strong, earthy coffee flavor. Really good, really smooth, more on the dark side. Maybe some earthy cacao. Not cacao, cocoa. Cacao is, yeah, it's not that rich. It's definitely a more earthy cigar, especially on the first notes. But one of the things about this is that Powerband's a great name because when you smoke this, you're instantly in that sweet spot, in the Powerband spot. Those of you that ride motorcycles or do motor vehicles, you know there's a spot in all vehicles, ATVs and stuff, that is a Powerband range. That's where you get the maximum amount of response and power. And this thing, the sweet spot, is right off the bat. Yeah, pretty. Wow, almost don't need anything to drink, and it could be what I'm going to share with you tonight, what I'm going to talk about. I've already had a fair bit of it because it's my wife and I's anniversary, so our daughter brought us a bottle of this home to enjoy tonight. So we have been, and I'm going to finish the last of it here, and we're just going to do a review. It's definitely different than what I review with cigars, and the bourbon, it's not bourbon. Really? Wow. You know, I bought a box of these for $69, and now they're triple that. I wish I had bought 2 or 3 boxes. This, if you're looking for a great, maybe stronger cigar, this is a great smoke. This is, I forget, and I know why I saved this for why this is the last one, and why it's been the last one for a while, because they're so dang good that I was sad to see the last one go. And so this is appropriate here, reviewing it with you guys tonight out on a Montana evening, the eve before Thanksgiving. So 25th of November out here. Not sure when this is going to get published, but enjoying this Camacho. So we'll pour a little of our beverage tonight. What we got is port, which is from Graham's 6 grape port. And this is red wine and brandy mixed together and aged. And a little, pretty on the sweet side, but a nice sweet side. It has a dark, rich red color, and I've got this fancy little glass here. And we'll see how much we got left here. Probably got enough, yeah, for about a full glass right there. And so this you don't need a lot of because it's pretty sweet. I don't know the alcohol content on this is, I think it's around 40, so more than wine, but definitely not like what a bourbon is. gonna sit back and relax a little bit. I'm a little tired. You're gonna have to look at my my large thighs there. Sorry. Maybe we won't do that till you punish you. I could put a blanket over them. Yeah. Wow, I'm just really enjoying this. I want to smoke this too fast because the flavors are really fantastic. So today, quick update. I've been working on my camper. My boys and I got the shell on Sunday and got it quick tacked on, and I've been working the last few days leveling it out, squaring it up, securing it, and I think today I've got the shell fairly secured. I have a little more reinforcing to do on the inside, and I think tomorrow I'm going to start popping the windows in. My wife's little dog Max is like looking out the window. Who's there? Too funny. So get the windows in. Got the door partially rebuilt, so hopefully we'll finish up the door tomorrow. Maybe get that installed on Black Friday, because this dude is definitely not going shopping on Black Friday. Yeah, this is just still that V that I put in it when I initially started this. Probably working too hard to enjoy it right now, and making that V a little more prominent. Should probably slow down, but the draw isn't that great, and I do have a worry in the back of my mind that this thing is going to go out. So super excited about my camper. What I wasn't excited about today, and I don't know, we've talked about COVID a little bit here, and looks like my camera's a little wonky here. I'm just going to try to, well, we'll see where we're at. It looked like I shut the video off, but I wonder if I ever had the video on. That would be funny, and that would be par for the course. So we'll see, and if not, oh well. I mean, yeah, mother beep, 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 beep. I'm honestly too tired for that, and so we will have none of that tonight. So I'll check in with you guys in a bit here. All right, guys, so I had to take a break. I realized I was so tired, so I smoked it down to about here. We're going to get ready to pull the band off. I often like to leave the band on in case I have troubles with cigars unraveling and stuff. It's just a really good idea. It just helps keep them together till you get to that point where you have to pull them off. A lot of them you have to tear off. This one happens to slide off, which is really convenient. You can see the port. I haven't done much with this port, and honestly, it's so sweet. It's almost too sweet for me. I often like it. I think tonight it maybe wasn't the best choice, because this cigar is fantastic. I smoked most of this cigar. I sat over on the bench here, and I smoked most of this cigar without sipping the port. It's just so good. It has an earthy, robust flavor that it's just so smooth. It's really delightful. I highly recommend this cigar. A little on the stronger side, but not nicotine strong. And what I mean about nicotine strong, that it just kind of has you buzzing, and maybe you would stay awake the rest of the night. The cigar doesn't, and it leaves this really, let me take a few puffs and I'll tell you. Just this really delightful, so subtle, peppery taste just on the tip of your tongue. Not overwhelming at all, so subtle, just, in my opinion, incredibly well-crafted cigar. Great flavors. My only criticism of the cigar would be that I think most of the way until the end here, the draw was a little stiff, and that can really ruin a cigar for you if the draw is stiff, and it wasn't that pleasant, but it didn't go out, and I wouldn't say that it was awful, but I think that pour tonight put me in the sleepy mode. I think I had like the sugar crash or something, and I did something which I'll tell you in this video, and those of you that maybe have smoked a lot of cigars, maybe some of you that haven't, this will be new to you, but I call it my cigar sleeps. I do probably take 3 puffs, set it down, and I just close my eyes, and I just relax, let it be quiet for a while. Probably longer than what I'm going to show you in this video. But only, I think, once or twice have I actually fallen asleep and dropped my cigar on the floor. But then take a couple more puffs. It's pretty fun. It is, for me, it's hugely relaxing. And it is. I didn't realize how tired I was. And yeah, I really don't think that port helped. One thing about port, though, for you newbies out there, and if you're enjoying your cigars, but you're finding that you're just, maybe you're getting a little cigar sickness on some nicotine strong cigars, or you're overwhelmed in your palate kind of with the strong robustness of cigars, port is fantastic for that regard, because the sugar that's naturally in the port due to the wine, the red wine, and the brandy adding that just coats your mouth really nicely. Fantastic combo with cigar, and the sugar helps with the cigar sickness, and the port just smooths out your palate. So even a kind of nasty cigar with some port in the mix with it can make that cigar quite delightful, and it's quite an experience. And if you're struggling enjoying your cigar, try them with a little port till you get more experience with cigars and find the ones that are good for your palate. I like the traditional port with the red wine. There's tawny port, which is good. I don't like as much. It's a lot lighter. It's more amber in color. It's not like the solid red. It's more amber, and so I like the more traditional port. But the tawny port is nice too, and it's a nice experience. It's not the same experience as this port. And Graham's 6 Grape is a really good port. There's another one, Sandeman port. I like the Graham 6 Grape over the Sandeman port. And my brother-in-law Les had got me for my 50th birthday, which was 3 years ago. Yes, so I'm 53, right? You all are so smart. You can do math. I'm waving at my daughter at the commercial. My family's so funny peeking at me. What are you doing?
I have a question.
Yeah?
Where's the camp stove gas things for the warm up the stuff?
They should be in a box either in the bottom of the cabinet in the garage or on that shelf.
Okay.
So, we do tomorrow, don't tell anybody, especially don't tell the health officer locally here. On Thanksgiving, we have our friends and our family over, whoever wants to come over. We host a Thanksgiving open house breakfast, and so we serve bacon and we serve waffles with peaches and whipped cream, and it's just a good time to get together with family on a holiday. And so we're getting prepped for that. I'm out here taking a break and having, my cigar sleep out here. And so family's asking some questions about that. So I forget where I was. I'm pretty, you can see I'm kind of out of it tonight. I'm not sure what happened earlier. I was amped up on a whole bunch of things surrounding the whole COVID-19, and I just kind of lost all my momentum here enjoying this wonderful Powerband cigar. And you're like, how long do you smoke a cigar? Well, it all depends on how good it is. If it's really good, I'll probably get down and I'll probably just be barely holding on to it, trying to do that if it's really good. And I think this cigar is probably that good. But if you're not enjoying it, just stop. A good cigar is the cigar you're enjoying. And if you're not enjoying it, just stop. I'm definitely enjoying this, but it's the ash keeps wanting to fall off, which is surprising because I believe this is a long filler cigar, which traditionally long filler cigars, they're the whole leaf wrapped, as a bunch of leaves wrapped, but they're all long, the full length of the cigar. And so generally you can keep a longer ash on them. So we'll have our open house tomorrow, 9 to noon, or as long as people come. And we are going to have turkey and prime rib. And so this is going to be a good Thanksgiving. And for the actual dinner itself, I just have family here, but looking forward to seeing our friends, even during COVID. And just all you people out there that are curious, yeah, we will social distance, and of course, we will wear a mask, right? Yeah, on our buttholes. They're so rude. That's kind of sorry. The COVID rant is for another night, and I'll just get into the redneck science about the placebo effect of the COVID mask. And those of you out there, we'll just go deep on why it truly is a placebo. And if we were truly serious about this and there were legit concerns about it, why the mask is really, it is a placebo. And those of you that know what a placebo is, it's an effect based on your belief that there's really no substance in the modality that you believe you're either taking or partaking in. It is your belief that it works. And even the placebo, I think it is effective in the panic in the public because we actually think there's something that can make a difference. Maybe I'll get into it for a few minutes here. We'll hit it later. But have you noticed with the mask mandates that are in the states that, and we look at the states that don't have them, the cases are going up at the same rate. And so basically, even if you just look at that one stat, you know, the numbers are proving that the masks really aren't effective. And the argument is, well, it's those people that don't wear masks, and there are those. And there's few, and the percentage is very small. So the rise of the cases attributed to the non-mask wearers are really statistically not viable. And what's really interesting, if you dive into the stats, the non-mask wearers are almost excluded from catching COVID-19. And the people that are catching COVID-19 are the people that have consistently worn masks, which begs a question that we won't get into tonight, but why is that? Well, your immune system needs stress like your muscles do to grow strong and big, and the mask is preventing much of that stress coming in your body, and it's also introducing like a huge amount of the same stress in that you are intaking way more CO2 than you normally would without the mix of oxygen. So as the mask, you know, really aren't doing much for COVID. They are doing a lot for your oxygen deprivation. And, you know, there's stats out there that, well, doctors wear masks for 14-hour surgeries. Well, what they don't tell you in those studies is those doctors also have those rooms supplemented with extra oxygen to compensate for what they're not getting so they can keep their focus and attention, and that masks really do. And I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I just encourage you, pull the emotions out of it. Think about it and research it and understand it. And if you really are concerned about protecting yourself, you're going to have to do more than a mask. And really, the only effective mask is an N95 that doesn't have an exhale valve. But then you have your eyes, which are a huge absorption factor that nobody has told you about, but absorbs as quickly or quicker than your nasal passage and your mouth. And you also have your hands, and COVID-19, we found, lives on surfaces for a really long time. And the infection rate from a surface contact versus a mucus contact is 12 minutes. So it's not if, it's how long. And so you're 12 minutes slower. And so you're wearing your mask, you don't have gloves on, your skin is exposed, you're touching things that other people have touched, and God knows where their hands have been and they haven't washed. People just, hygiene is something of the past. And so, and you know, COVID has proven to live on surfaces for long periods of time. So those items you're purchasing, touching, putting in your car without gloves, maybe even touching your arm, your elbow, or you touch it and then you touch your face or you rub your eyes. Can you see why I say it's a placebo? This isn't rocket science. This is something that a redneck in Montana wearing shorts in the wintertime, so you're not sure that he's all there, right? It's figuring it out. It is a simple process of logic. And what saddens me, and I talked to my son about this other day, it's just, you look at things and you take them to their natural conclusion, and if we really wanted to make a difference, we would approach this whole thing completely different. And the truth is that it is a virus. And so, like using a mask to try to prevent the spread of the virus is trying to collect water with a cloth or cheesecloth. You just can't do it. And the infection rate of COVID-19, I'll give you, is incredibly fast, faster than a lot of things we've seen. And it is true that people with comorbidities, so other issues in their life, are at greater risk. Well, that has always been true for pneumonia, for influenza, for everything. And so we do need to take special care in regards to those people. And if you're going to be in contact or around those people, you don't know that you need to take special care, but they should take special care to protect themselves. And so as this whole mask mandate has come out, and people have become pretty vigilant about it, and why aren't you wearing a mask? It's a law. Can I tell you, I don't know any state that has passed a law. Maybe there's a state that passes a law, but here's another thing. I'm a redneck, but I also understand how government works, and for a law to pass, it has to go through the state legislature, be approved by the state legislature, and then it has to be signed by the governor. And then it is actually a law, and it is forcible with penalties accordingly. All the mandates are signed by governors. They are mandates. They are not enforceable by law, and they are not a law. And so it is a way of coercing people, but I've heard so many people say it's a law. It's not a law. And you don't lend to your point when you say that it's a law, because there are very specific things around the law. And that if we really wanted to be effective against COVID-19, how about the states use the money that they've got for COVID-19, get the best gear, okay? Get the best gear, get N95, get face shields, get Tyvek suits, so when people go out in public, they have suits that protect their skin from exposure, all of their skin. You get them good gloves so they are protected. And the rest of us who aren't concerned, this is for the concerned, let's get them the very best gear. Let's get it at an affordable price, or we provide it for those that can't afford it. And the rest of us who aren't concerned, who are taking measures with our health on the other side, which your government hasn't talked about one lick, and there's a lot of things that you can do to make yourself stronger. You know, there are simple things like vitamin D, zinc, vitamin A. Just some very simple things, and all those supplements are they're really cheap. There's some things with homeopathy that can help with the onset. There are correlations which in our household with nicotine. I make nicotine spray, which has proven effective against COVID-19. And by the way, it's something you do like under your tongue. Better under your tongue, because on your tongue is going to set your tongue on fire. So there are some things that just don't make sense as we look at COVID-19. And my conclusion has to be is that we really are not that concerned about the spread of it. I think there is concerned about public panic, and I think that's where a lot of the masks come into play. But if you are concerned and you are part of that vulnerable population, you got to do more than the mask. And if you're not, I would just urge you, don't be ignorant. Do things to strengthen your immune system, and don't just be some brave butthead, because that also doesn't do anybody any good. There are those people out there that are just like, I'll be fine. Nothing can touch me. Man, even though I'm a redneck, I advocating using these things between my fingers, this brain, you have it for a reason, to think, to reason, to use logic to get to conclusions, to go. You can research for yourself. You can read the CDC website and actually what they say on the CD website. The studies that are being done, some of them that aren't published because they don't necessarily fit the narrative. Why are they not published? You can go and find that. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find, but you can do difficult things. Yeah, this cigar needs nothing. This is a fantastic cigar. Thoroughly enjoying this cigar. One of these nights when I do this, I'm going to have to turn the camera around and show you just the awesome fall decorations that my wife has done on our front porch here. It's just absolutely gorgeous as she has prepared for fall. It makes it so festive and fun. And one thing that we love around here is celebration, because it involves one of my favorite things: people. I love people. I love being around people. I love celebrating with people, and especially on a holiday like Thanksgiving. And in our family, we're big history buffs, and we do go back, and we love history and the foundation of our country and the miracles that literally happened in the foundation and its growth as a country. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for our family and for the things that have happened in our family. Speaking of history, do you all know who Nikola Tesla is? Brilliant man, a little on the crazy whacked side, okay? Often did experiments completely naked, and I think it's probably some of the health things that he discovered way back over 100 years ago. His metabolism was probably rocking, and so he probably was like just producing copious amounts of heat because he was an incredibly healthy guy, or he was just whacked. I don't know. Maybe it was some of both. But, when the President Trump, was criticized for his comments about a disinfectant in the body, and it's the kind of thing that just gets me, that people don't necessarily like the packaging. And I agree, President Trump, the packaging is often rough, and the delivery is often rough, but he has surrounded himself with good people that have great knowledge. And when he referenced a disinfectant to the body, I'm sure he was referencing the work of Nikola Tesla and ozone over 100 years ago, which ozone, and it is a suppressed technology, which means that it is highly effective against all kinds of things, works as an incredibly powerful, smart disinfectant in the body. Absolutely 100%. That is the best way to describe it. And so, man, get past the packaging and see there are some people out there that, like myself, that often are discarded because people don't necessarily like the packaging, and they're just like, and so we like the aloof, we like the college types, we like the ones with the little round glasses that appear smart, and I would argue there's a pseudo smartness that's way too acute there to be of any good. And President Trump, yeah, he's had a sordid past, but nobody can argue that he has risen to the occasion, and he has done a lot for a lot of people in a lot of different walks of life. And I just ask you to don't get stuck on the packaging, and use that incredible brain and the processes you have to pull things apart, get to the bottom of them, make some good, well-informed decisions. So people ask you why you believe something, you can tell them, and not just because you saw it on the news and they said to do that and that's why you're doing it, and you have no idea. You have no idea, especially this day and age, what people's motives are, including our own president. You need to do your own research. You need to be an avid reader and scholar of history. I'm not what I want to be, but boy, I dive in and I learn as much of that as I can. And when I come across things like the incredible research that Nikola Tesla did 120 years ago, and the reason it's not on the forefront is that it's not necessarily patentable, so there's not money in it. So why would you want a highly effective modality that you can't make money off of? Well, in my opinion, you obviously want it because it helps people, and it can help people in profound ways that otherwise would die. There are things that ozone can do for you that is so incredible, and it is so cheap. But and I'll kind of leave you with this as I'm wrapping up. This is a great cigar. I'm loving this. And I think I told you before, but a lot of the stuff I used to research for alternative healthcare on Google can't be found anymore. These platforms are like censoring. And so you need to get on platforms that aren't censoring so you can find the information. So if you're looking at things that you've heard other people talk about and you can't find them, switch to a different platform, a different browser, a different search engine, and get to what you need. So in conclusion, the Camacho Powerband, top-notch cigar in my opinion. thoroughly am enjoying this. I'll probably smoke it for another 5 minutes. And if you're dealing with a little cigar sickness or a little harshness in your mouth, some port does wonders. I like Graham 6 grape port, and you're looking high 20s, low 30s for a bottle of that. And the Sandyman's good. I think that's a little less expensive. So you guys have a great night. Until I see you again, enjoy some cigars, enjoy some friendship, and we'll talk to you on the other side.